So, Sunday night, and I'm having duck confit tonight, which is not quite ready yet. With that, I'm going to have a Barolo, 2016 Barolo. But before I even get to any of that, I'm doing another one of these reviews of Wine Spectator's Wine Values of the Year. Looks like they have a top 10. So Wine Enthusiast did it. The wines were, I thought, not a great list. For the cost, for the price, I guess it made sense, but I didn't find many great wines in that list. So while I do that, I'm going to have a Santenay Premier Cru, so a Burgundy from 2021, Aurore Bachelet. I don't know much about this, $60 wine, and had a little bit yesterday, but in the midst of dinner, didn't get to do really a great analysis of the wine, plus the glasses at the restaurant had some dishwasher residue aroma, and it took a bit to get a feel for the wine. You know, Burgundy really is the easiest and hardest place to learn about wine. Easy because there's two major grapes, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay. Difficult because, you know, this is a region or village, Santenay, it's a Premier Cru. So if you know nothing about Burgundy and you go to a store to see Premier Cru, it's probably going to be pretty good. If it's over $40, it'll probably be pretty good. There are good values in Burgundy, but as you do go up, if you see Grand Cru and you can afford it, it should be even better. But I tend to stick in this Premier Cru world. I don't know the producers. Can't say I even know all the villages. I do know I love the village of Volnay. That's in the Côte de Beaune. And I know I like a lot of the wines from there. My favorite Burgundy to date is from there. So, and unfortunately that one has got a fair bit in price. So this is Wine Spectator's Wine Values of the Year. I don't know what their criteria is. Start with number 10, Tapiz, a Malbec, $19, probably fairly decent. They rated it 90 points, $20. So I don't know it offhand, but I bet you it's not so half bad for that price. So I'd say decent number 10. Number 9, Saint Cosme, Côte de Rhône, $21, 90 points. The producer's awesome. Every Saint Cosme wine I've ever had has been great. This is probably their lowest and entry level, but it's good wine, great producer. So I think that's a great number 9 and $20, $21. Next one's another great wine. So this is Volvaire's Tarima, Alicante Tarima Hill Old Vines 2010. I think for everything that goes in this bottle, it's Monastrell is the grape, primarily Monastrell, Movedra. They call Monastrell in Spain. $20, 91 points. I think this wine is always a fan. I always buy this wine for parties. It's gone up to $20. It used to be $15. Used to be $15, $16. It's gone up to $20. It's still great wine for $20. And Spain and Portugal still, to me, provide some of the best value for money that your dollar can purchase. Number 7, Diatom. It's a Chardonnay, Santa Barbara County, 2022, $23, 92 points. I don't really know it. Feel like I've seen it. I don't think I've ever had it, and I'm not going to read what they're writing about it. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit short. Nicolas Feuillet. So this is a Champagne number 6, $39 for Champagne. It's a decent price. I think that's a little high. I think you could even find it for less. I believe that this Champagne, at its price point, is probably the best Champagne you can get. So Champagne only can be made in Champagne, France, and you do pay a premium for having that on the label. There's other sparkling wines around the globe. When you're in Champagne proper, this is a great value. They say 39. I've seen it for 35 and under. So 35 and under, I think it's great. If this gets into the 40 plus, I would say there might be some other options. But I do think that's a good one. Castello del Volpaia, this is a Chianti Classico 2021. I don't know much about the 2021 vintage. I've had numerous Chianti Classicos from this producer, 92 points. This is $30, so not even a Reserva. Theirs are a little bit, their Chiantis are always a little bit more money, but they're well worth it. $30, it's a great bottle of wine, primarily Sangiovese per regulation of that to call it Chianti Classico. Number 4, the Four Graces. I think this is a great Pinot Noir. I've been recommending it for years. It's now up to $30. It used to be about $22. This is another 2021 from Willamette. I think it's a great Pinot Noir for the money. Number 3, Rapura Springs, $20 Sauv Blanc from Marlborough, New Zealand. I'm sure it's fine. Just haven't been drinking a lot of Sauvignon Blanc. Don't really crave it much. So not that I stay away from it, I just don't really purchase it. I'm sure it's fine, but not something I would be trying. Vase Felix, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Cab Sauv from Margaret River, Felus 2021, $28, 93 points. If I see this wine, I'll absolutely buy it. I think Margaret River makes great red wines, Meritage type, so the Bordeaux grapes. This is Cab Sauv specifically. I don't know the percentage of this, and I'm not sure exactly. Is it 85, 75 what the rules are in Margaret River? But $28 out of Australia. I think Margaret River makes some great wine out there, and I'm pretty sure it's on the same latitude as Bordeaux, if I'm not mistaken, or has a similar. It's not the same. Not on the same lateral. It's the same climate as Bordeaux, and it does. The wines there do taste really good. Although recently I had one and I was not a big fan. It was too green. Could have been the vintage. 2021, but I think that's a great wine. I hope it's a great wine. I suspect it's a great wine. I would like to try it. How's that? Now I can't. Oh man, talk about a way to end this. I can't get it. No. Number 1 is La Crema Pinot Noir Sonoma Coast 2021. $28 now. Gosh, that's gone up. But I've had this. It's average at best. 91 points, 203,000 cases. I guess they put that stat here, not so much with the other wines. This has been a good top 10 list, except the number 1. I've said it. Ironically, I'm drinking a Pinot Noir now. You can't get cheap Pinot. Cheap Pinot is just bad. There's a lot of badly made cheap Pinot because it's such a hot varietal. Yep, can't get on board with that. Don't care. I'll spend an extra $10 and go buy Martinelli or something else. I don't want to spend $28 on that, on a La Crema. And I'm sorry, I'm bashing La Crema there, but so that actually was halfway successful for a reaction to those top 10. I'm going to do the Decanter one probably in a subsequent video. This was Decanter's World Wine Awards 2023. I'm a bit dated here, but I'll do that eventually. I'm not sure if it's a top 100 or not. In the meantime, I'll just take a sip of this, close out this video here. Maybe talk about I might. The duck doesn't need to rest or anything, so I'll probably talk about that Barolo. My love for Nebbiolo, especially out of named regions that do it well, Barolo, Barbaresco, Valtellina, it is still an enormous part of wines that I am trying to drink more of. I desire more between the acidity and the tannin and just the structure and how food friendly they are and how age worthy they are. I just am starting to absolutely fall in love with them. I found a restaurant that's about half hour from here. I've known about it forever. I've ordered wines. They have a wine shop and they also have a restaurant they make wine Spectator's Grand Wine Award every year, which means you have some ridiculous number of bottles in your cellar. I forget the total number. I think it's like 10,000. And I was looking through their list. They have a lot of aged wine. So I suspect when I go there for dinner, I'm going to buy a really old white Burgundy. And I'm pretty sure an old Barolo. Eyeballed a 200-something page, skimmed through a 200-something page wine document. And those were sort of the two that I highlighted. They do have some Coulis de Sirent from 1998, 1999 for about $300 each. I wish I could. Maybe I would go and buy one, and actually that could be another one of the wines I want for my 50th birthday in 2 years, but we shall see. I would love to try Coulis de Sirent with that many years. The ones I have are from 2009. Gosh, to try something even older than that. Gosh, a good 10, 12 years older. So, I didn't get to really pontificate with this wine yesterday. Cherries, a lot of really bright red cherry. That is the number one thing coming out of here. Normally out of Burgundy, I'll get this earthy forest floor mushroomy thing. I'm not sure what the 2021 vintage is. In California, the 2021 vintage of Pinot is super highly rated. I'm assuming pretty extracted. God, this smells delicious. Now, this has had a fair bit of air, which is probably doing it some good because it is still pretty young. It's like cherries, a little bit of some spice, but I'm not getting like the cola aroma. I'm not getting the black cherry. I'm getting red, bright, big cherries. Mostly. Strawberries, ripe strawberries. Light tasting, meaning it is absolutely not a heavy Burgundy. I don't know much about this. Weakness in my wine game. I do not know enough about what each of these villages brings to Pinot Noir. I know Gevrey-Chambertin and Pommard, there's usually some more bolder, but I've had Pommards that weren't that bold. Then I've had Volnaves that were bold, so I don't know. Could be a producer, could be a vintage, could be all the above. This definitely has cherries on the palate. Not a lot of earthiness, a little bit more, but very, very slight. Tannin's very light. I'd say this is medium minus to low tannin. Strawberries and cherries are there too. A little bit of earth. It's a very pleasant wine. I don't think it's a fantastic Burgundy. I think I wanted it to show more complexity. I feel like it's a little bit simple. Fortunately for $59, simple will fall you into a category that's not going to be a rebuy from my perspective. Pleasant wine. I'll enjoy it. Definitely not going to pair this. I was thinking maybe I could pair this with the duck. I don't think so. I think the duck will overtake this wine. The duck's richness and flavor will be too much for this. I need something a little bit more robust. Could stand up to the duck. Anyway, that's what this was going to be. Maybe I'll come back to the decanter with the Barolo. Who the heck knows? Night is still young, but it is Sunday. School night. All right. Have a good night.